Has it been weird for you to watch hip hop change so much and to have so many of the established values that you came in the game with, whether it's musical, whether it's street stuff, respect stuff? So much of that has eroded over the years. Is it hard for you to watch that and like you stay roughly the same and everything around you in the hip hop world changes so much?
Man, not really, because you really can't expect everything to stay the same. The world changes, people change, times change. Like it's been you're. I mean, we've been running for a long time, but it's going to eventually come a time where people are going to be like, sit your old asses down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That time comes for everybody. Some sooner than others. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, I sit back and I just watch the game for what it is. I'm not mad at these cats for what they do because these dudes is doing the same thing we did. It's just like when we was coming up and we was doing our music and our parents were telling us, that ain't real music, but y'all doing. You know what am I, man, y'all tripping. We're seeing the same thing right now. You know what I'm saying? But what the younger generation should understand though is like, we're not always trying to come at them, like, oh, this is whack, you shouldn't do it like this. You know what I'm saying? We've been going in the same direction with this hip hop thing, and the artists have always been getting the short end of the stick. But what we're trying to say now is it's time to change. It's time to break that cycle. It's time to become bosses. You come in an artist, but you leave a boss.
Right.
That's the whole mentality everybody needs to have. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily, and just be a little bit more aware of what you're talking about, whose agenda you push. You know what I'm saying? Because like the people, like the industry will use you up for their agenda, and when they're done, they'll drop you off like you never existed. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to be always like alert and like watching out for you and yours for real.
Right. See, this is one thing I'm really interested to ask you about, because you guys have the kind of catalog. Like, I talk to a lot of newer artists about streaming and how much money they make from streaming and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you guys have the kind of catalog where I'm sure you still stream like outlandish amounts.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. You're on the radio, videos, whatever the fuck it is. Do you still make enough money from just like the streaming or the licensing type stuff? Are you totally chilling? Like, you make enough in a year that you don't have to do shit because that money still comes in so good?
I don't think I'm gonna never make that much money to where I don't have to do anything, because I'm not. It's hard to say because like people think I'm crazy, but I'm not desperate in a haste trying to sacrifice everything just to make money. I'm happy with the revenue we got coming in. Like I said, we're blessed because a lot of people like they came out during our era, and like, it ain't that many left. The only person I see really doing it is like people like Snoop and Nas, and them are still out there, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't that many that came from our era that's still able to stand on their two legs.
And there's so many people who, around the time that you guys were at your height, they were around that level. But they don't play, like, you don't hear their songs anymore.
Yeah, Yeah, because
shit ages differently.
Yeah, because it's not even so much about like me making money. I love doing music. I love being an artist. I love creating stuff. I love like just like getting this music to people and relaying the message to people, because that's more important than anything. And if I make money doing it, again, I'm blessed because I'm getting to do what I always wanted to do and get paid for it. So it's like, man, I'm cool. I'm good. I'm not hungry. My belly ain't grumbling. You know what I'm saying? My kids is eating. They all good. You know what I'm saying? So it's a wonderful thing.
How many kids you got?
I got 9 kids.
Jeez, 9 kids. How many moms?
4.
4 moms. Okay. Well, at least you're not Future, where his baby mamas are all forming together, creating a coalition against him.
Oh, yeah, no. No.
You're on good terms with them?
Oh, yeah. All of them, yeah. All my kids, and they all cool, so yeah.
What are the age ranges?
20, 23 to 12.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn, so you've been a good guy for a while now. You've been holding out.
Oh, yeah.
You learned your lesson?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Man, that was, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I mean, everybody wild when they're young, you know what I'm saying? But I don't regret none of my kids, man. I love them all. They all fun, you know, they all very, very talented. They sing, they rap, they dance, they're very talented.
Is that stressful to not be able to be as involved as you might want to be in their lives?
Oh, yeah.
Just because there's so many of them, and you're obviously focused on your career, doing your thing?
Oh yeah, it is stressful, but I make sure that I take time when I bring them all in. Bring them all. They all come down to the house. You know what I'm saying? They stay at the house, or I go see them all the time. So it's like,
right.
Yeah,
it's just like having an army of friends.
It's always down with you, ride or die.
Do you ever think about the fact that one day you're going to be 80, and because you have 9 kids, it's like one of them has got to have a good job, and they're going to help you out no matter what?
Oh yeah, man, shit, all 9 of them better have good jobs, because I want all mine back.
But you're safe, because it's like if say I have 1 kid and that he just ends up fucking up, you got nobody to rely on. But if you have 9, that's a pretty good bet that one of them is going to figure something out.
That's true. That's true. So I just hope they're getting themselves together.
Yeah. There you go. So do you feel like, do you think that Migos and 21 and them think that there's animosity between you? Like, is that something that's even worth trying to sort of squash or settle or something?
I mean, man, bro, like, I think man, I don't know, because I don't know what the whole situation, that was like pretty much Lazy was doing that, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot. But from what I hear, he had some dialogue with I think 21 Savage. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think he had some kind of dialogue with him. You know what I'm saying? I never really got involved with it because the whole thing it came about, you know what I'm saying? I guess Lay had words with him or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm gonna stand behind my nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, wrong or right, I'm standing behind him, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the camp, and I understand how he feels, and I understand why that ticked him off and it made him like flip. Because like I said, like a lot of things were building up, you know what I'm saying? He just felt like just overall we haven't gotten the respect that we should.
Right. Yeah. 'Cause sometimes people just, it's easy for people to fall back on the same when you have the best groups conversation. It's just easy to not think about it that much and just sort of name off the first ones that come to mind. And Bone is kind of that kind of group where maybe they're not the first one to come to mind, but then when you actually think about it and you actually compare the accolades and the impact and everything, it's like, oh well, clearly they belong in this conversation about top groups.
Man, but I don't even really blame like a lot of the artists, because like when you're not informed, or you don't like, I always tell people, like, just don't do music just because you want to do music. Like, if you really love it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should study music. You should learn music, because it's a lot about music that can help you. Like, just don't get into it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really should know. And I really don't blame the artists, because nobody has really sat and taught them. When you look at athletes that go to school, when you look at athletes, when they, athletes they're trained from an early age, from like junior high school. They go through the high school program, then they go to college. So by the time they get to the pros, they've had a lot of training. You know what I'm saying? People have told them how to be a professional. We don't have that in hip hop. People just get in and think they know what they're doing and don't want to hear nothing, don't want to hear no advice or what people that went through similar situations as you, how they fucked up and how they didn't fuck up.
And in reality, it's like, if you join the NBA, it's like the coaches and the teams, there's this whole structure to humble you, to force you into a structure. You have to actually work and focus on your career and everything. And I'm sure there's plenty of guys who kind of fuck off. But for the most part, there's this structure. And it's the total opposite in rap music, where the people who sign you the label, it's really in their best interest to just give you whatever you want, treat you like a fucking giant grown baby. And basically there's no incentive for them to really get you ready for life.
Man, no, it ain't. They just give you all this, they give you all this money. That's why I say, like, we'd have fared much better. We'd have fared much better and went through less. I think less of the things we went through had Eazy not passed away. Because that was our mentor. He was with us every day.
Right.
And I can tell he was going to be there telling us, like, no, don't do that. Don't do that with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when he passed away, we didn't have nothing. We was just some wild dudes with a whole bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? And we just like, we took the money and we tried to imitate as much as we could what we saw him doing with Ruthless Records when we like came with Mo Thug Records and, had the Office and, You know what I'm saying? We tried to emulate all that, like for real.
Do you think that Eazy, in a lot of ways, wanted to right the wrongs from his own career? Like he had saw what happened with NWA and how it didn't turn into what it could have, and he was looking at you guys, really thinking like, I can be an industry guy. I can help them be great where maybe NWA wasn't as great as it could have been.
Oh yeah, he was definitely looking at it like that, and he was also looking at trying to get NWA back together. You know, because him and Ice Cube was having conversations. Like I mean, we was around like when he was having some of the conversations. He used to tell us, he was like, you know, trying to get this NWA thing back going together. You know what I'm saying? So he had plans.
Wow.
He had plans like when he went in and got rid of like Jerry Heller, and you know what I'm saying, like because, you know, he told us like, I'm about to like just switch everything up. You know what I'm saying? I found, you know, that same Manila folder that they had in the movie where he found out
right
all his business wasn't right. No lie, like he had the same Manila folder, and he told us, he was like, yo, I'm about to make a serious move, and I need y'all to just buckle down and ride with me, because he had us out here in California, and like, you know, he like Eazy would like disappear for like weeks at a time.
What was he doing, you think?
Not working.
Oh.
He working around like doing him, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes he would just disappear like and get gone, because I guess because of all the stress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, but in the meantime, we'd be in the hotels like with no money, like starving, and then, you know, he'd come through and drop it off, you know what I'm saying? But then we got fed up. We like, yo, E, if you need us to go back to Cleveland while you deal with whatever you're dealing with, man, just let us know, because at least we can hustle back at home. This is LA. We don't know nothing about, you know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to go out in these streets and do none of that. We don't know nothing about this system out here. We can go home and hustle. And he was like, and that's when he showed us the folder and was like, nah, I need y'all to chill and just buckle down. I'm making some big changes, and y'all are part of it. So I was like, you know, so we just fell back after that. And then, you know, a few weeks later, he disappeared like for like more than a couple weeks.
Do you think he was sick and that was part of why he was disappearing?
No, man. Eazy was always moving. Like he was always like always doing stuff.
Right.
I don't know if he was or not, but you know, he was always moving. If he was always moving still.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, like, you know, like more than 2 weeks went past, like 4 or 5 weeks went past that we hadn't talked to him or seen him.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, we got a call up to Ruthless Records. You know, and they wouldn't tell us where he was. They was like, Easy's fine, you know what I'm saying? And they gave us our first, what were they, like royalty checks or advancement checks, I guess?
Right.
Yeah, they gave us our first checks, and after we got done, we packed up and moved back to Cleveland.
Really?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
So you guys Eazy didn't really get to see much of your success.
No, not at all. The only thing he saw was the success of Creeping on the Come Up.
Right. So he wasn't even around for the second album. Okay, because I was so young that it's weird for me to even think about this from that age. Because I remember 95 was it 95 or 96 when he passed?
I think it was 95, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember being in school when I found out about it and being distraught and nobody else understanding the fact that I was really upset about this rapper in California dying.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That was crazy. Do you feel like, because okay, I was just at the show over the weekend with Snoop, Game, Exhibit, Warren G. It was one of those like 90s sort of revival type shows. It was called How the West Was Won. Do you guys end up doing a fair amount of those where they sort of bring together like groups from the 90s and shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
How is that? How is the vibe with like that group that I just named? You ever booked on that kind of thing?
Man, it's always a family vibe, man. Like everybody be outside their dressing rooms just talking. You know what I'm saying? Smoky atmosphere.
The backstage area was mind blowing to me, because I'm just like, dude, this is like the most G's I've ever been around in my life, and everybody's smiling, everybody's having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what the past was, no matter if you had beef with this person, it's everybody's older and mature now, so it's everybody just thankful to still be here, be alive, and still doing what we do, for real.
Yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful vibe in the air.